There's a huge difference between knowing how to do something and actually doing it. Today, we're diving into a powerful little parable that makes this crystal clear. It's a story about a cure and a choice we all face. So let's just start with this question right here. What if you had the perfect cure for a serious illness sitting right in your hands, but you never, ever used it? Just let that idea sit with you for a minute as we get into this.
All right, so our story, it all starts with something really simple, just a single bottle of medicine.
So picture this. A doctor goes to see a patient who's really sick. And before the doctor leaves, they hand over this bottle of medicine. It comes with super clear, detailed instructions on exactly what to do to get better. A simple, hopeful moment, right? But here's where things take a really serious turn. The source material puts it so bluntly, saying, no matter how many hundred times the patient may read the directions, he is bound to die if that is all he does. Wow. I mean, that's about as direct as it gets. It's this powerful warning that just knowing what the instructions say, well, it's not even close to the same thing as actually following them. So how on earth does this patient get it so wrong? Let's take a look at their fatal mistake, that huge gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. So instead of, taking the medicine, the patient does something else entirely. Get this. He spends all his time just looking at the bottle. He reads the instructions over and over again, probably memorizes them, becomes an expert on the label. But because he never actually takes the medicine, he gets zero benefit. Absolutely none. He doesn't get any better. And this is where the real tragedy kicks in. As he's getting worse, the patient starts to complain. He blames the doctor, says he's a quack. He blames the medicine, calls it useless junk. He's pointing fingers at everyone but himself. But the reality? It's so much simpler and just sadder. He never did what the doctor said. He never once took the medicine. Okay, so that's what not to do. What's the alternative? Let's imagine a different patient, someone who takes a much more direct and, successful approach. For this patient, the path back to health is beautifully simple. Step 1, they listen to what the doctor said. Step 2, they actually take the medicine just like they're supposed to. And the result? Step 3, they get better. They get their health back. It's a straight line from action to recovery. No drama, no blame. Okay, so we've got this simple story, right? 2 patients, one who studies the cure and one who actually uses it. You've probably already guessed there's something deeper going on here. So it's time to pull back the curtain and really unpack this metaphor. Here's how it all lines up. The doctor in our story, that's a stand-in for the Buddha. And the medicine in the bottle, that's the Dhamma, the teachings themselves. The illness that the patient has represents the diseases of the mind. And the cure? Well, that's bringing the mind back to its natural, healthy, and peaceful state. So, diseases of the mind. That sounds pretty intense, doesn't it? But what are we really talking about? The text defines them as the illnesses found in every single one of us, with no exceptions. This isn't about some other people. This is about all of us. We're talking about things like greed, anger, delusion, anxiety, all that stuff we struggle with. Those are the conditions this medicine is designed to treat. And this, right here, brings us to the most important part. Because this isn't just some ancient story or abstract idea. It's a very real, very practical prescription for your practice. So the message is pretty direct. When you start to recognize those states in your own mind, when you feel that agitation, that confusion, that unhappiness bubbling up, it makes perfect sense to look to the teachings, not just as something interesting to read, but as a practical support system, as your actual medicine. And this is the absolute heart of the matter. The teachings weren't meant to be just intellectual curiosities. They're not something to just collect on a shelf to look smart. They were prescribed for a very specific purpose, to cure the mind. It's a tool, not a trophy. Which brings us right back to where we started. The knowledge, the cure, the medicine, it's available. It's right there in your hand. So the only question left, the one that really matters, is this. Will you only read the bottle?